Hi, my tubies. It's me, Sheila True Love. Yes, I'm giving you these generic pictures. Or they're still me. I mean, if you look at my live pictures, it's still me. Only here, you know, I don't have pink eye on my pictures here. I already introduced you to Coach Rod. Rod, the guy who's totally countrified and yet very wise. And he's doing so much to help school so many women. So when you listen to the advice that these men are putting out there, I mean, there's men, hundreds, thousands of men, they're on the internet schooling women. You know, I think that's something, it has something to do with God and Christ, because God and Jesus Christ see how so many women are being taken advantage of, and they're putting these angels, if you want my view, these men are angels. And they are schooling so many women, you know? And a lot of these guys, well, yeah, Matthew Hussey, who I adore him. And you already know, Derek Jackson, Jackson, baby, please. Robert Blake. And now I have someone else who I really admire. You know, even though his dialect and his, I don't know, way of speaking is different from mine, and maybe yours, but the man speaks with wisdom, you know? Anyway, he's going to help us to see how to tell if your narcissist is a cheating bastard. Here we go.
6 signs that he's a cheater. I want to give y'all 6 signs to look for during the dating stage and the talking stage that he's a cheater. Sign number 1, he don't make time for you. If he don't make time for you, he only talks to you on the phone but never spend time with you, chances are you are just an option and not a priority. That means he got other options out there. And the other options may be other females or maybe one female that's taking up his time.
Now, when it came to my ex-narc, and the guy that I was telling you about, his name is Jermaine, you know, which I told you I had to kind of get rid of him. He was kind of, he was kind of harassing me a little bit. But my ex-narc, time for me, he had nothing but time for me. He had too much time for me. But with the kind of time that he had for me, it was with a hidden agenda. It wasn't because he loves me or because he is faithful to me. It was because he wanted to piggyback off of me. Anywhere that I go, he wants to meet all of my friends. At the same time, I could never meet any of the people that he was hanging with. And that used to piss me off. He used to spend time with me. I used to tell you he used to constantly be up under me, way too much for my taste. But then again, you know, I've never been like a needy person. So you have to question, why does he spend so much time with you? My narc spends so much time with me because he wanted to study me. You see, and I was a hard one. I'm a hard nut for him to crack. He still haven't cracked it. He still haven't figured me out. He still hasn't. You see? Because he's never experienced a Christian lifestyle. So he had to hang with me on a regular basis. You know? So that's just an instance here. Now, why is it that if you have your partner who doesn't want to spend time with you, as Coach Rod says here, okay, that's one of the identifying signs that he's a cheater. But in my case, and maybe in yours too, we have to consider that one. Because sometimes they just want to hang out with you, and they do spend lots and lots and lots and loads of time with you. You know? Because they're trying to study you so they know how to play you better. So you have to be careful with that. But don't be paranoid.
When a man really interested in you and want to get to know you, you will be his only focus at the time, and he will make time for you. You will be a priority. So whenever you're not a priority in a man's life, don't waste your time with him. Number 2, he's a liar. If you catch him in his lies in the beginning of the talking stage, in the dating stage, chances are he's a cheater. Cheaters are good liars.
And mine was a liar. Bingo! Got that one. Hit that one right on. Hit that nail right on the head. He was nothing but a liar. But he says they start lying in the beginning stages. I'm trying to think, did he lie in the beginning stages? Let's see now. He knew that I did not appreciate lying. There was no need to lie to me because there's nothing that we can't work through. And even if I get a little pissed off, so what? How long is that going to last? You know, just be straightforward with me. Did he lie in the beginning? Let's see now. I don't know, actually, to be honest. I'm not going to sit up here and try to just, try to incriminate the person. I think in the beginning he was honest. He's a Taurus with an Aries moon, Aries Mercury, and Aries people are they're kind of straightforward. You know what I mean? They're kind of straightforward. So I think in the beginning he was honest until he had to learn me, and once he saw that there would be certain things that would be upsetting to me, then he began to lie. He became everything out of his mouth, pretty much 99.9% of everything out of his mouth was a lie. Unnecessary lies. It doesn't matter if I get a little uptight. So what? He knew, and this too will pass. I'll get over it. Yeah, Yeah, but they are liars.
They sort of like con artists. They know how to lie their way out of a situation. They're good at what they do. They're crafty at lying. If you see he's a liar, you catch him in his lies in the beginning of the relationship and talking stage, chances are he's a cheater.
Yeah, actually, I got to kind of backtrack on that one because I keep thinking about the way he was with my cat. This was in the beginning stages. I had put some food in my cat's bowl. He didn't like how much food I was giving my cat. He felt that he felt that the cat was too. He gave me a lecture on the cat is like way too fat. He doesn't need to eat that much, Sheila. And I said, yeah, I understand, Mr. Narc. And I have to wean him off of some of the food. You've seen Oreo. I have pictures of him on my channel. Take a look. He's not overly fat like crazy because I'm not going to let my cat get that unhealthy. So I put food in my cat's bowl. This was the first time that I saw that, I had a huge red light that went off in my head and a red light. I put the food in the cat's bowl, and when I walked into the kitchen, I saw him taking the food out of my cat's bowl and throwing it in the garbage. So when I saw this, I said, yo, what are you doing? What's going on? What's going on? You had to see he was dumbfounded. He didn't have any words. He was sneaky. Being sneaky is the same as lying. And he got caught. He got caught. So for me not to turn it into an argument, I said, why, I tried to keep it mellow. I mellowed it out, smoothed it out. I was like, why are you doing that? I don't understand. And then I made it nice. I was playing nice. I said, maybe, I know you might think that I give him too much food, and maybe you kind of want my cat to have his best health. So maybe that's why you were doing it. And he didn't have anything to say. But the point is, I already knew what was up. The guy couldn't even stand to see the cat happy. That guy was just miserable. And even though I deterred from turning it into an argument, trying to give him a way out, but you had to see when he got caught. I saw him 3 occasions like that. Once when he was sitting up here, we was looking at Cheaters. Another thing, we was looking at Cheaters. That show, I don't know if you're familiar with it. And he was looking at this, whatever, these Caucasian females was in it. And he was getting erections looking at these Caucasian women. I never seen him get no erection looking at no ebony woman. Never. So when I saw this, I called him on. I was like, yo, what's up? Really? Is it really? Are you serious? He didn't even have any words to say. He just got up and ran out on the terrace. He ran out on the terrace because he knew. He knew. That was just disrespectful. You know, if that's what you're into, then that's what you're into. If you're into light, pale-skinned Caucasian women, do you. But don't sit up here and let me throw my life away when you know damn well you're not into no ebony woman, except for to have her as somebody you could take advantage of, somebody you can abuse. Like he was dealing with this ebony woman. I think her name is Robin or something like that. She's working 2 jobs. Of course he likes her. She must have a double drug habit, man, and work 2 jobs. One to pay her bills, the other one to take care of her drug habit. But anyway, yeah, he hung out with her and he's like, well, she was black. When I came over, she had porno on and we went at it. It happened twice. Blah, blah, blah. Really? And the only reason why he wanted to keep this ebony woman around is because she was someone who he didn't have to, 1, do much for, 2, somebody he can abuse. Because any ebony woman or black woman, if you want to call it, that's what he used the ebony woman for. He used the light-skinned women and the Caucasian women to pay $150 8 balls, pay their cell phone bills, take care of their hair or their nails, to what is your utility bill? He takes care of them because they're like the second coming of Jesus Christ to him. But when it comes to the ebony women, he treats them like garbage. He uses the ebony women to abuse, you know, to get his anger off on. And when it comes to the light skin or pale skin, he uses them to treat like the queen that he should be treating the ebony woman like. The pale face or the light skin don't do nothing. What? Suck his weenie ween? And don't do much of nothing. Ebony black women was sitting up there hitting them off too. But he's so color struck. You have so many people in this world who are color struck. Because I remember there was a time when there was an ebony sister. Her name was Queen. And when she needed a ride home, she was an older woman, 77, almost 80. When she needed a ride home, he would make her wait so long, hanging around, till she said, you know what, that's okay, I don't need it. And she had to go and she asked somebody else. Then we had this other sister, her name was June, Caucasian sister. Anytime she needed a ride home, honey, you had to see how fast that man jumped to put her in the car. Let's take her home. Let's look out for her. Husband's name was Doug, Caucasian. And I sat back and I looked at the difference of how he treated Caucasians and how he treated the ebony woman. And I knew, I said, oh no, this is one of those freaking monkeys, man. Self-hating monkeys. That's some craziness.
Number 3, he won't commit. Cheaters don't like commitment. If you know you're dating for commitment, you're dating for a exclusive relationship and possibly marriage, if he don't want to commit to you, if he don't want commitment, chances are he's a cheater.
Mine's had no problem committing to me, getting married to me, only because he knew that my family didn't want that. So he had to defy. You know, they like to see you have boundaries and make you break your boundaries. And then he wanted to get married to me because he knew that I was a woman with standards, a woman on God's team, an excellent woman, would make a perfect wife because I'm someone he can trust. And then it was his way of defying my son and my daughter, okay, and my son-in-law, because he knew, ain't nowhere in the hell you get my mom, ain't nowhere in the hell. So he liked that idea. And he can't be alone. That's one thing about him, is he don't know how to be alone. So he figured if I have a wife, then I'll never have to be alone ever again. I got a wife. It was never because of love. It was never out of respect. It was never out of wanting to be a team. You know, we take care of each other. No, it was all about we take care of him. Never take care of each other. He married me for his security. Huh.
Because that means he want to play the field. That means he's not ready to settle down with one woman. And you cannot force a man to be ready to commit. And that's one mistake a lot of women make. They try to force a man to commit to them. And that's why they end up getting cheated on. Number 4, he don't answer the phone when you call him, or he only calls you at a certain time.
Did he answer the phone? Every time I called him, he picked up that phone because he knew I would have a conniption. He knew how my mind worked, so he would make sure he would pick up that phone. But he would be in these females' houses and put, saying, shh, 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 it's my wife, shh. And he was dealing with such low-life females, prostitutes. Prostitutes know how to play the game. They know how to shut up. So, of course, he would sit up there, or sometimes he would take the phone when he was someplace that he wasn't supposed to be, and he would go into another room, like the bathroom or whatever, and I could tell because the conversation was different. You can tell when he's at home, comfortable, and not doing anything, you know what I mean? And then you could tell when he was up to no good because he doesn't have much of any conversation. He tries not to talk much. 2, he wants to rush you off the phone, trying to hurry up and get you off the phone. That's not how he behaves when it's just him and me one-on-one on the phone and he's bored out of his goddamn mind. Okay? So, like I said, majority of the times, it wasn't even about me having to catch the character. He told on himself. His behavior told on him. Yeah, he picked up the goddamn phone every time I called. And if he didn't pick it up when I called, trust me, it was like 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, when he would call me back ASAP. He'll sit up there and say, oh, I was, whatever. And then there was time when he would be working at this other, the building right across the street from me, and he didn't pick up the phone. He would say, oh, because I'm on the 19th floor, and on the 19th floor, it's hard to get the reception. No, he probably was dealing with some hoe that he was talking about, some skis bucket female, that Robin person, because she worked around where he worked, or this other woman, Naomi, or some whatever. And then he forgot what he told me, how he was getting involved with these females because she was going through something and I was going through something. So, we got together. Really? You should have got together with her. She has a man, he says. Well, she should be conducting her issues with her man. You need to conduct your issues with me. So you end up getting together with this piece of whatever. You know what? Oh, please. Yeah, he'll pick up the phone when I call. So that's, yeah. That's so for you to say that he won't pick up his phone. Even if he's a cheating bastard, sometimes he'll pick up the phone depending on how much drama, or not even drama, how much he's going to have to freaking deal with me if he don't pick up the damn phone.
Now, this is not like every once in a while. You gotta look. You gotta look for if this habitually. He does it over and over again on a continuous basis. Chances are, if you don't answer the phone, or when you call on a continuous basis, he will spend time with somebody else. He might have a live-in girlfriend. Or he might be married, have a wife. Chances are, he's cheating or he will cheat. Number 5, he don't answer the phone in front of you. He don't talk on the phone in front of you. He's very private with his phone. He walks away and hold conversations. He don't want to answer the phone and talk in front of you.
That would never happen. Ever in a lifetime. He always answered that goddamn phone in front of me. How you going to walk away from me to take a phone call? I mean, Stevie Wonder can see. Really? You're going to take a phone call and walk away? You know what? Let this man talk, because that would never happen. Let me tell you something, ladies. First of all, let me tell you what's up. What you should do going forward. When he has put himself in a position where he can't be trusted, every single time he picks up a phone call, it's on speakerphone. Put it on speakerphone. That's right. That's right. And when my ex-narc, he's talking to some crack-headed nigga. I kept telling him, leave that Jay. Yeah, his name was Jay, a bum who helped pull my... I said, I bet you're going to end up smoking crack with that nigga again. You want to bet? Did it happen? Of course. Why would somebody who's in sobriety and knows to stay away from people, places, and things be hanging out with a crackhead nigga? Why would you do that? So he told me that he was no longer dealing with this J piece of garbage. And lo and behold, it turns out, yeah, he was. He was sneaking over there to this nigga's house. He was calling him up on the phone. Personally, I don't know what was going on. That could have been a down low, whatever the hell. You're going to sit up there and lose your wife to hang on to a nigga? That's some stupid, crazy nonsense. But anyway, going forward, when you have a boy, yeah, you know, burden on you, that's what BOY stands for, burden on you. A man is meet all needs. But when you're dealing with a burden on you, a boy, yeah, you answer the phone on speakerphone. When it rings, just press speakerphone and it comes up. We're going to all hear the conversation. Okay? You lost my trust. It's your job to gain my trust back.
If he don't have nothing to hide, why can't he answer the phone and talk in front of you? If that's one of his homeboys and one of his friends, he should have no problem with talking in front of you, answering the phone. Number 6, he's overprotective of his phone. He take his phone everywhere he go. For example, if y'all chilling at your place or something, if he got to go to the bathroom, he put his phone in his pocket and he go in the bathroom.
Was he overprotective with his phone? Not with me, he wasn't, because he knew that if you don't give me the phone, when I ask you to give me the phone, that's going to be a huge blow up. That's going to be a fight and a half. So he would say, yeah, you want my phone? Here, take my phone. And you have to see the sweat beads. That was, he give me the phone, but you have to look at his body language when he gave me the phone. Sweat beads. So, of course, I take the phone, and I'm going to look through the messages. I'm going to look through the calls that he have. And then I'm also smart enough to know that sometimes these clowns, they sit up there, it's a female, but they'll put it under a man's name. So if I see something there that I don't recognize, I call it. And when I call it, a female picks up the phone, bam, you busted, fool. You stupid as hell. Okay? And then I'm looking through the text messages. Yeah, I said, you know what? Considering you want to live a Christian lifestyle, the only phone numbers that should be here is your family's phone numbers, and I understand that. And your family, I know them, and if you say this person is a family, I'm calling because I want to introduce myself. We're family, right? We're all family up in here. I can hardly wait to introduce myself to your cousin or your aunt. Please introduce me. And then I'm going to start asking questions from what I've learned from his sister and his nephew and his nieces. And then I could question them to say, is this person really a family member? And blah, blah, blah. Don't play games with me. Okay? So he gave me his phone with sweat beads busting out on his head. And then, of course, when he gave me the phone, the first thing I did was I looked at him so I could look at his body language. And if he looked like he was uncomfortable, I went through the phone even more with a magnifying glass. Now, if he gave me the phone nonchalantly and I could see that he wasn't trying to run game and he got good eye contact with me, okay, maybe I could say, you know what, that's all right. I just was testing you, whatever. But if I'm sitting up here and asking for the phone and you be like, here, take the phone. And he's got sweat beads beating out. And then I look at his pupils of his eyes. And if his eyes are starting to get real, his pupils are getting smaller. And we're in normal lighting, baby, please. He tells on himself. I don't have to hire investigators with this fool. He told on himself.
Bathroom. You might go in the bathroom to have a conversation. Go in the bathroom to text. You know, come out with his phone. Those are signs you got to watch out for. For example, y'all riding together, you know, on a date. He got to stop at the store, convenience store or something. You stay in the car, he goes in, he always got to take his phone. He can have his phone on the charger. Then he'll take the phone on the charger, take it in the store with him instead of leaving the phone in the car.
Have you seen my previous videos when I said anytime a person, even with male or female, this is not just for the males, but anytime you have a woman who she got to take her phone everywhere she go, you know, she's in the shower and the phone rings and she's breaking through the glass to get to the phone before her man picks it up. Red light. This stuff with this phone nonsense, no. And I'm not no fool on that one either. Either, better yet, potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Either, whatever you choose to say. No, because you know what? They got that thing where they got another phone. One of these Obama phones on the side. Or they go to the store and get one of those quick phones where it's just for them taking messages and then they return the phone. I'm not foolish. But guess what? I got the answer to that one too. On how to see if your clown has another phone. Am I going to say that right here in public? No, because those clowns are probably listening too. I leave my phone number, and for the women, call me up. What's up? Really? You got me all effed up in here. You got me, like I told you, I always wanted to say that. You got me all effed up. You guys know I'm hardly ever effed up. But the point I'm making is too many games, man. And I'm loving the fact that Coach Rod here is schooling women. A lot of these men are coming out, and they said that a lot of the guys be saying, yo, man, what's up? You know the bro code. What's up with the bro code? He said, you know what? If the bro code is all about hurting women and defecating on women and treating women poorly, I have a daughter out here. I have my sister out here who I've seen niggas playing my sister and my daughter left and right. My mom, she's back out in the dating world where she had to kick a sucker out. My mom is out here. I'ma definitely school these women. These men are saying. These are men who are not narcissistic.
These are little signs that you have to look for. Let me tell you something. The last relationship that I was in, number one, I didn't have a lock on my phone. And number two, I felt comfortable leaving my phone around my woman. I didn't carry my phone everywhere I went. And that's one thing she said about me, that I trust that you're not cheating on me because how you live with your phone. I didn't even have a code on my phone. I didn't have a lock on my phone. And whenever she needed to use my phone, I gave it to her. So ladies, try this. My phone broke. Something wrong with my phone. Can I use your phone? And see how he react. If he react all, scared to give you his phone, or, all crazy, chances are he got something to hide.
Exactly. You know what? I'm having problems with my phone right now. Is it okay if I use your phone? And look at his body language. Take a look at him. And then when you get his phone, don't just automatically dial the number that you wanted. Just go to the phone and just start scrolling through it. And if he'd be like, yo, I thought you just wanted to make a phone call. I thought you just wanted... No, actually, you know what? Now that I got my hands on the phone, let me see, what have you been up to? What have you been up to, buddy boy? Be playful with it. Be very playful. And if he gets bent out of shape over and ready to snatch the phone from you, don't get bent out of shape. Don't respond, because, when you get upset, that's like giving blood to the vampire. That's giving them supply. Don't get upset. Just know that you're getting ready to end this. You don't see, I don't like the way you respond when I took your phone and I started to look through it. The way you respond, son, you played yourself. You played yourself.
And these are signs that you need to look out for. And once you see these signs, do not go farther in the relationship with the guy and don't sleep with him.
That's right.
Because if you override these signs, chances are you are going to get hurt. You are going to get hurt. Follow the signs. And one thing I want to tell y'all, follow your women intuition. When a man is doing something wrong, you have that women intuition.
I had that women intuition. It was true. You see, even this man knows that when your women's intuition is telling you something's not right. I used to get knots in my stomach, especially when we was having Bible study, our family study, and there was a certain book that we used to study on how to make your family life happy, or happy family life. And it talked about infidelity. And every time we was on those points of infidelity, you had to see how this guy got so uncomfortable. He wanted to hurry up and get through those paragraphs. Or there was a time when he had came into the bedroom and I brought up a topic about cheating or whatever. He became unhinged. He couldn't even hide it. And then there was another time when he walked into the house, he came into the bedroom, and he had did some dirt out there, and you could tell he didn't know whether I knew or not because of the way he paused in the doorway. You know your man. Nobody knows your man the way you know him. So you know when his behavior is not the norm, when he's acting strangely. And those are like signs. And every time I saw him behave like that, Jehovah God, Jesus Christ, the light went off in my head. Something ain't right about it. No. Jehovah God was protecting me. You know? Jehovah God and Jesus Christ is protecting you too. Like this man said, when you follow that woman intuition. Jehovah God gave that to women for a reason. You know, men are stronger than us physically. And they think that we don't have nobody to protect us. They could just do what the hell they want. They really think they got the upper hand. No, you don't. Not really. Because we have our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, looking out. And we have our Heavenly Father, Jehovah God. Okay? And one of the things that they gave women is definitely that intuition. Believe it.
You need to follow that. God gave you that for a reason.
Let's backtrack on that.
To protect you.
Yup.
Doing something wrong. You have that women intuition. You need to follow that. God gave you that for a reason. He gave you that to protect you. Follow that women intuition. Most majority of the time, women get cheated on, it could have been avoided. It could have been prevented. But because the major mistake women make is they don't want to be alone. They're afraid to be alone. They're tired of being single. They feel like they just got to have a man to be happy. You don't want to be like that. Follow these signs and follow your women intuition. Please.
Yeah, there you have it. A lot of women are afraid to be alone. And I'm still sitting up here saying that single does not mean being alone. That's where friends come in. That's where family comes in. That's why I keep saying to women, before you get out there and start dating, first make sure you establish three friends. You have to first establish having 3 friends. Like Jesus Christ. There was what, 12 apostles or 12 disciples, or let's say 11, because Judas was a traitor, a cutthroat. So let's just say there was 11. Out of the 11 disciples and the 11 apostles, Jesus Christ had his 3 main homeboys, if you will. That was John, James, and Peter. The reason why he had John as his number 1, that's the one that Jesus loved more than anyone. Because when he died, he asked John to look out for his mom. He put he instilled the protection of his mom, Mary, to John. So that's the one he trusted the most. And the reason, if you look at on the history of John, John was the apostle of what? Love. The apostle of love. John loved Jesus Christ like no other, like you've never seen love. And then he had his second homie, which was James. What was James all about? James had so much faith in Jesus Christ. There's nothing you could have